Shia Rights Watch released its latest report containing anti-Shia movements across the world. This report highlights the activities of terrorist groups and organized actions of some governments against Shias by providing authentic documents to the public, the media, and international human rights organizations. Here, we offer you a thorough analysis of this report.
In its latest monthly report, Shia Rights Watch organization addresses the anti-Shia and terrorist movements against Shias across the world in January 2016. It is noteworthy that this report only includes incidents that enjoy sufficient and verified documents. This report will send to human rights organizations, international foundations, the media, and the public opinion. Pakistan. In a suicide blast in Quetta city, in west-south of Pakistan, at least 15 people were killed and 25 others were brutally injured. Following this blast, some TV channels stated that Jundullah terrorist group has taken responsibility for this attack. In addition, the police confirmed the kidnapping of a young Shia citizen who was wearing a shirt with the name of Imam Ali on it. The body of the young boy was found beheaded in a few days after he was kidnapped. Shias in Pakistan have suffered long-term terrorist activities in this country. Bahrain. After the execution of Sheikh Namr and the widespread protests in Bahrain, security forces clamped down on the protesters heavily. In addition, the Bahraini security forces arrested a religious personality and a doctor for their participation in the protests. These arbitrary arrests happen as the Bahraini court has been releasing harsh sentences on long-term imprisonments against the dissidents. In recent years, the Bahraini regime has tried to quell the protests by arbitrary arrests and anti-human court sentences. Libya. The Libyan Social Ministry has announced that marrying Shia Muslims is illegal. This human and anti-Islamic law was passed after the country's Grand Mufti, Abdurrahman al-Ghariani, released a verdict and banned any marriage bonds to the Shia Muslims. Under the influence of extremist religious leaders, anti-Shia sentiments and movements in countries such as Libya have witnessed a dramatic upsurge. Nigeria. Human rights activists in Nigeria announced that after the country's army attacked Zaria village, there are no information of nearly 800 Shia Muslims' fate. In addition, these human rights activists stated that the fate of Sheikh Namr is unclear and there is no exact information about his life conditions. Even after 40 days that the Nigerian army attacked Zaria village, government forces still refrain from giving any exact information of the casualties. Syria. During the past month, many civilians lost their lives in Syria. 2 Shia cities of Kafaria and Foa are still in heavy blockade by extremist forces that hit the civilians with rockets on a daily basis. However, according to an agreement verified by the UN, 300 people from these 2 cities were allowed to leave for Beirut. However, unfortunately, al-Nusra forces have stopped any humanitarian assistance from entering these cities. This is while the cities of Nabil and Azawar are still targeted by rockets. Saudi Arabia. In another provocative act, the Saudi authorities executed Sheikh Namr, a prominent religious leader in this country. Sheikh Namr was detained in 2012 and suffered brutal tortures until he was mercilessly executed a few days ago. After the martyrdom of this religious personality, Shias in Awami and Safi districts staged rallies to protest the death of Sheikh Namr. However, the security forces used armored vehicles and suppressed all protests. Since its grasp of power, the Saudi royals have practiced anti-Shia policies in both their domestic and foreign affairs. Iraq. Shia Muslims and their communities in the capital Baghdad have been a main target for ISIS suicide bombers. The number of the injured and killed in these attacks has raised many concerns, and despite tightened security measures, the blasts continue to claim more and more casualties. Iraqi authorities have also announced that the road bombs, suicide bombers, car bombs, and kidnappings have jeopardized the lives of the civilians. Waves of blasts in this month also resulted in the death of many civilians in the country's capital. Somalia. A religious court in Somalia convicted some Shia Muslims to suffer long-term imprisonments and heavy financial penalties. These charges came after the Shias were accused of propagating Shia Islam in this country. Anti-Shia sentiments in some African countries have prepared grounds for Wahhabi ideologies and more terrorist activities.